You've probably heard this statement that Elm code produces no runtime errors. And you've probably wondered, how does that work when there are things that clearly should be an error? Well, so the answer to that, there are a couple of answers to that, but one of them involves the result type. Result is the type that Elm uses to allow us to return either a correct answer or an error. Now, in Java code, this would become in the form of an exception, but Elm doesn't have exceptions, so we return a typed value that is either OK and the answer, or error and some error information. And this is well typed. The result type is defined in a standard library and is parameterized over two values. The first is the type of the error, and the second is the type of the success. So, for example, if you take the string parse, the function parseInt, which takes a string and parses it to an integer, you get result of string and int. Now the string here is an error message. So for example, if you pass something that is not a valid number, you'll get an error that says something of the form not a valid. Can't parse this string to an integer. And on the flip side, you'll get an integer. So if you pass it the string 3, you'll get OK 3. That tells you that it is a successful return. The flip side of that is if you pass it the string A, you'll get some error message that tells you that you can't convert the letter A into an integer. And yes, this is not hexadecimal. Another common place you'll see the result type in Elm is when you make an AJAX call. Here you'll get a value back that's either an HTTP error type, which gives you one of several types of errors. The network is down, the wrong JSON came back, things like that, or the value you were expecting. So if you're expecting the server to come back with a certain value, you either get OK, that data structure, or error, and some error. Maybe you got a 404 error code from the server, maybe the network was down, maybe it sent the wrong data structure, who knows. But that way you have to cover both cases. You must have both the OK case where, yes, we got some data back from the server, it's all good, and the error case where something went wrong. There was a timeout, there was, server overloaded, whatever it was. Distributed systems are inherently, to some degree, unreliable. You can imagine the case of somebody running into taking a piece of construction equipment and cutting through the cables that connect you to the internet. In fact, you don't have to imagine it because it's happened plenty of times over the years. But that is how Elm uses the result type. And the result module has lots of functions where you can deal with this and you can extract and map and turn it into maybes and do other sorts of things. So that is result, and you can do useful things with. And result is nice because it lets you affirmatively handle those error cases, and if you don't, the compiler will complain at you that you've not handled the case and that you need to.